Man, what goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Complexity Prehistoric Elephants line, the Creative Beast Studios Woolly Mammoth. This is the 1/18th scale figure, so it theoretically should go with your Jurassic Park figures, but I mean, this thing is enormous. Enormous. So, taking a look at the box. We're also going to be taking a look at the baby as well. Throw that in there. The baby looks adorable. Just a little read up. Oh, man. I am so damn excited. This was a crowdfunding thing that Creative Beast Studios did with Complexity and Eons. And just, oh, man. Get to see the read up there on the woolly mammoth. Now, for those who don't know, woolly mammoths are like my favorite animal ever. Okay, I love woolly mammoths. I would do anything to see one. And don't get me started with the whole, Titans bringing them back or whatever it is. I forget what the company is or whatever. They're not. That's not how that works. If you know anything about evolutionary biology, that's not how that works. You don't just bring something back. Pisses me off. But yeah, these look incredible. So without further ado, I can't wait any longer. Let's go ahead and open these figures up. So as I mentioned, I am a huge woolly mammoth fan. This is actually downstairs in my living room area. As you can see, I've been collecting mammoth figures for a long time. And it's just something that is like one of those other niche collections that I like to have. But I just wanted to show this off. So finally, taking these pachyderms out of the packaging. God damn. These are incredible, incredible figures. I mean, I don't even know where to start with them because they are just something that I've always dreamt about, that Mattel would make a mammoth figure in their Hammond collection. I never thought that it would be this good. I mean, sure, if Mattel was to ever make a mammoth figure, whether it be in their Legacy collection or their Hammond collection or something else, I would still buy it just because I am a huge mammoth fan, as you saw. But, I mean, damn, these are just so amazing. These are amazing. So, I'm going to start with the baby first, because you got to learn to walk before you can learn to run. So, taking a look at the baby mammoth here. It seems like they used a lot of a design inspired by that very iconic mammoth, frozen carcass that they found a couple years ago. Just because the shape and the size, and you can kind of pose it like that. And if you know, you know. But yeah, this thing is adorable. The detail is insane. I love that it's more of a brighter color with patchier white on the bottom than on the adult, as it should be. I mean, babies tend to have different colorizations versus their parents in any, mammal for the most part. So I love it. You can see its little tusks poking through. Its little trunk is adorable. I love the skin around the eyes. Yeah, it looks great. And he's small. I mean, this is a small figure here. I mean, it's only about the size of my two thumbs, maybe. We'll do size comparisons later on, but yeah, I love it. Obviously, there's no accessories, so we're just going to hop into articulation with the baby here. You get a ball joint at the base of the trunk, and then a little bendy wire that honestly does more than it seems like it would, and I like that. It adds a little bit of nuance and character to this little baby. The mouth does open, and you can see the mouth is painted on the inside, so it's just a hinge, no swivel. The head goes all around. You get a bell peg at the base of the neck and then at the base of the head. So obviously the shape is very ovular this way, so it's not going to allow for that much movement. You get a nice ball joint that, I definitely recommend getting out a hairdryer or some warm water or something, just in case, because these Beasts of the Mesozoic figures can tend to be a little tight. But yeah, you get that at the elbow here. It goes comfortably to about there, and we'll rotate as well. And then the ankles, like the wrists really, are on a ball peg, and they move all around. So not bad at all. You do get a little torso joint here, which actually moves surprisingly well. I actually really like the way that this moves. It even rotates a little bit. Hips are the same thing, so they'll go all the way around. Tail doesn't move. And then the stifle and the pastern down here, they swivel and rotate. So you can even like, and then like a little ball peg at the pastern, which is nice. So you can even get them to like, or her, actually, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer with this one. The adult is a different story, but you even get it in a nice little sitting pose. Look at how cute that is. Man, my desk is a mess. We gotta clean that thing up. But yeah, I love this thing. I think Beasts of the Mesozoic absolutely killed it with these figures, and this baby is just the start. So getting the big Mamma Jamma in here, I mean, this figure is big, it's detailed, it's heavy. Like, I don't even know how much this thing weighs. It's gotta be close to 5 pounds. This thing is freaking heavy. This is a solid piece. A solid piece. It's so much wider than I thought it would have been. And when I went to Legion's Con, that was the first time I actually saw this in person on display. And I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, is that the 1/18th scale? And they were like, yep. And I was like, holy crap, it's huge. And the woolly mammoth was not that much smaller than a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So this is going to fit in relatively good with your Hammond collection, if that's something that you're interested in, which, since due to space constrictions and stuff, that's where mine's going to go. I'm not going to put this with my mammoth display downstairs, just because I want it with my dinosaurs. Maybe that'll have to change eventually, once Beasts of the Mesozoic starts doing all the other prehistoric mammals, because I'm not doing their dinosaurs, I'm doing their prehistoric mammals. But yeah, taking a look at this head sculpt here, I mean, god damn, this thing is awesome. It's so detailed. It's so detailed. All the fur, the head, oh my god, the trunk is so good looking. The tusks are enormous, and we're going to talk about that. I love that they're uneven. That was very common in woolly mammoths. You get a little bit of pink underneath where like the skin is on the trunk, and that looks great. You do get the trunk itself, obviously with the nostrils and all that. And then you get this big hunched body. I just love the shape of woolly mammoth. I mean, it's just like a mighty, mighty animal, dude. A mighty animal. You get about 3 tones of brown. You get a base, a wash, and a kind of an overbrush. It's slightly glossy. I think for the reptiles that they make, like the dinosaurs, that kind of works. But I think here a matte finish would have done this wonders. Because the baby's not as glossy. He kind of is. I wouldn't say this is glossy. I would just say it's not matte finish. And I think a matte finish would have maybe brought it to life even more. But that's like such a minor complaint. The eyes look really good. I love like the orange eyes in there. You can open the jaw and you can see in there like the mouth goes all the way back. That looks great. The toes are painted. Elephants do have 5 toes, so that's pretty cool. So they do give you that. Scientifically accurate. Elephants do have 5 toes. Yeah. These are awesome. These are odd-toed ungulates, are what they are, because they have 5 toes. But the tail, there's no bendy wire in the tail. I don't really care. It's just kind of on a ball joint. But just, like I said, like, just, I know we're looking at the mammoth's ass, but, like, so look how wide this thing is. Like, it's a beefy figure. I was worried it would be too thin, but no, I should know better. I met the dude who sculpts these things, and he is just such a talented individual. Such a talented individual. It's just awesome. I mean, just standing there, it's like, what more could you ask for? It's so good looking. The ears, everything just looks so good. I love how fuzzy it looks. Like, that is my mind's eye version of what a woolly mammoth should look like, and they absolutely killed it. But believe it or not, he actually does come with accessories. So he comes with accessories, but so does she, because one of your accessories is, your 2 pairs of accessories are interchangeable tusks. One of the pairs of tusks that I got was the female pair. So you technically could go ahead and buy 2 of these and have a little herd. You have a male, a female, and the baby. Now, Elephants, and we assume that mammoths were, we know that mammoths were social creatures, but we base a lot of what we know about woolly mammoth based off of elephants because they were so closely related. I mean, there were African elephants around and Asian elephants around when woolly mammoth was around. Like, people tend to think that, like, woolly mammoth was the ancestor of other elephants today, and that's not necessarily how it was. They were living coinciding together. It's like us with Neanderthals. They are not our ancestors. We just broke off earlier in the timeline and were two coexisting separate species at the same time, and we just outcompeted them. Elephants, modern elephants, didn't necessarily outcompete woolly mammoth. It was more we messed up woolly mammoth's day, unfortunately. But yeah, these are not ancestors of elephants. I think that's a common misconception. But anyway, I'm letting my paleo side get out. But you do get the smaller tusks. We do know, or what we think, what I was getting at was, it would be, elephants work on a matriarchy, so we would assume that woolly mammoths do too. So while I was saying that you could have like a herd of like a male, a female, and the baby, it's actually probably inaccurate. It would probably have most likely have been the male, very solitary animal, and then you have the matriarchy with the female herds, the cows and the calves, you know, whatever. I'm geeking out. But if you don't want the female tusks neither, you can kind of leave them out if you really want to. They sculpted it so that you can't even see the joint. Maybe there was a little bit of prehistoric poaching, which is unfortunate. And you can have the broken tusks plugged into there as well. I wish there was a little bit more paint on the broken tusks, just because on the ends I feel like it would look a little different. And the other thing too is, like, you can interchange these, right? Like, you can have, if you say you just want one tusk broken, come on. Ugh, that one's really tight on there, which is good. I'm okay with that. Maybe you just want one tusk broken on there, you know? You can swap this stuff, even if you want like one short tusk and one long tusk. It's like, sure, it might look a little weird, but depending on what you want to do on your shelf, it's your shelf. So do what you want to do. For me, I am just going to keep the bull tusks on there just because they're really friggin' cool. So, eventually, if I had enough money and space, I would probably buy a second one and do a female as well, just because it's just so cool. So, yeah, really a big fan that we got interchangeable tusks. But let's take a look at the articulation because it's nuts. So the trunk at the base of the trunk has a hinge and I guess a swivel there too. I guess it's a hinge and swivel. But really it's meant to just hinge up. You gotta go through the tusks, it's fine. This one's a little tad bit loose, but that's okay. You can hinge it up, you get a joint here and a joint here. This is a ball joint, this is a ball joint, so they'll both swivel. And then from here down, you get a bendy wire. And obviously it's thick, it's very thick, but I mean, that is really good. I mean, obviously you're not gonna be able to get the trunk to head pose, but I'm okay with that. I think that this is perfectly acceptable for that. And then obviously earlier you saw the jaw opens, looks really good, it's pretty seamless. And then like the baby, you get a ball, well actually you do get ball pegs on the ears so they can rotate, flap in and out. Elephants have really large ears, like modern elephants have really large ears to help cool them down for temperature regulation. These guys obviously don't have that, so that's okay. You get the ball peg at the base of the neck and the base of the head, so I think it's pretty good range. I mean, all things considered, up and down, side to side. It won't really rotate against super ovular, but that's okay. The shoulders go outwards about that far, they'll go down. This one feels a little tight, so we're not going to play around with that one. This one's really good, so it will go to about there before, you know, I don't want to break this thing. This thing is pricey. Let's not get that twisted. So, yeah, it does what it needs to. The front elbow goes, well, the elbow goes about there and will kind of rotate, not as good as a baby's, but it'll kind of rotate. And then you do get a hinge down there. I actually really don't know what joint this is supposed to be. I kind of feel like That's not necessarily a joint that they would have had, but that's okay. I will take some creative liberty here, but because this is the elbow, this might be the wrist, and these might be the toes, but I feel like it's a little far up. We'll see. Yeah, no, because it would just kind of be like, it's okay. I'm not even going to worry about it. And then you do get a hinge and pivot at the front leg there, which is nice. Now, this torso joint really surprised me. So, not only can you completely spin the body around, which is nuts, that's awesome. It does arc back and crunch forward. It's like hard to do, but it does work. Crunch forward, okay? And then, but pivoting side to side, like, that's really good. Like, that's awesome. So, I really, really like how that is working. And then the hips, you can pretty much get them to go all the way around. So that's not bad at all. It's almost like a little drop hinge. And then the stifle will hinge and swivel. And then the pastern will be on a ball peg, it looks like this time. And then the tail's on a ball peg as well, and that goes all over the place. So, yeah, it's got all the articulation a woolly mammoth needs. Does this woolly mammoth need to get into Spider-Man poses? Would that be kind of awesome? Probably, but it does not need that. I see a lot of people potentially using this since it's got some decent articulation. I could see somebody making a Avengers BC 10,000 BC and using this as like the base for Ghost Rider. I know it's not 1/12 scale, but that would be pretty sick, I gotta be honest with you. So yeah, I absolutely love the way that the adult looks too. So yes, like I said, it is a huge figure, but it is technically not 1/12 scale, but that's not what they were advertising it as. So here it is next to the NECA Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzwares Fortnite Series 6-inch Peely. It's huge, okay? It's one of the heaviest figures in my collection, but it's not 6-inch scale, unfortunately. So yeah, but that's okay. Here they are next to the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman, along with the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men series Darwin. And then finally here they are next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If series Zombie Captain America. So, some of you might be wondering, yo, Ant, what are your final thoughts on this figure? And I mean, just look at this thing. I had to put it in this pose. There's no stand, nothing. This is just pure balance, and it honestly isn't that hard to do. I love this thing. This is easily going to be going down as one of my favorite figures of the year and one of my favorite figures in my collection. This is an amazing piece to have if you're any sort of a paleo fan like I am, especially if you're a Mammoth fan, okay? I remember sitting in my animal behavior class, not paying attention at all, sorry Dr. F, because I was... that's when they were revealing the details of this. I was debating whether I wanted to buy it or not. I was just, oh my god, I was all over this thing. And my friends were like, do it, do it, do it. So, if you guys are watching, I did it. So, yeah, and I don't regret it at all. So, with that being said, at a price point of around $250 for the both of them. So, it's about $200 for the adult and about $50 for the baby. I'm giving them an easy 10 out of 10. I don't care. It's expensive, yes, but it is so worth it. So with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all those apps. I have a great time, and I'm sure you will too. But as always, let me know, guys. You cop him, because if you get the opportunity, this was an amazing crowd fund. I don't regret it at all. So, see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Guys, I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.